Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Dale Wingo. Welcome to Wingo World. We're still talking seafood processing, even though I am in Las Vegas. I wanted to give you guys an update on where I am and searching for a new position with a new company for the new season coming up, and my overall health prognosis and all that. So y'all know I came home to go to the doctor and handle some family business. The family business has been taken care of. The doctors now they want some more tests. I think they're just milking my insurance. So I'm moving onward and upward, trying to get back to Alaska. I want to thank all you guys for I want to give all you guys a shout outs for throwing out companies that you're being wooed by, that are hiring you, that are interviewing you, and that you're submitting. It really warms my heart that you guys are sharing your information, sharing your interview possibilities with me, for even though we may be at one point fighting for the same position. You know what I mean? And that means a lot. That's what social media should be about. It should be about helping people, and that's why I offer other videos from other people, because I'm not trying to monetize this channel. I want you to be informed. I want you to know what happens when you get there, because I wanted more information before I got there. So I want to thank you guys for letting me know where you guys are applying and who's hiring and all that. It means a lot to me. I appreciate it. I have submitted to maybe 6 or 7. A lot of those were people who gave me information on this channel. So yes, I have applied to a lot of those companies that you guys gave out to me. I've heard back from 3. I've interviewed with 2. And that brings me to this latest. I just had an interview yesterday that was, listen, I'm going to give you the pros and cons of this interview, because I welcome your opinion, because right off the bat, it sounds a little, then depends on how you look at it. So basically, this company's in Bristol Bay. I'm not going to name the company because I haven't gotten hired yet. And but if you've interviewed with this company, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. And I'm not going to confirm or deny whoever you say it is. Blah, 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 blah. No, I don't know. Same thing I did when I was at Silver Bay. When I was at Silver Bay, you didn't know I was at Silver Bay. Maybe one of you, 2 of you did. Maybe Fish with Mike did. Maybe somebody else. A couple of people who actually worked at Silver Bay knew I was talking about the company. But this company that I last interviewed with, I'm not going to say who they are. You might recognize them if you interviewed with them as well. Anyway, they're in the Bristol Bay borough area. They're a small company, only 25 people from 25 temps for the season. That's the good part. The other good part is they don't charge you for housing. I told you guys to ask about that. There's no charge for housing. There's only 25 people. They have 2 or 3 man bunks, but they do have one bunk room that has 12 people. That's a downside. It has about 12 to 14 people, I think he said. And there's a couple of 2 or 3 man bunks there as well. So that, I'm going to get it. The people who've been there for a while get those 2 or 3 man bunks. And I'll probably be putting it in the bullpen if I got the job and if I accepted the job. The reason why I said if I accepted the job, it only pays $15 to $17 an hour. Now, remember, I told you the standard was $18.06. That's the standard. That's the norm. That's not how everybody gets down. This one's $15 to $17 an hour. I asked him how he determines who gets 17. He said it's based on your performance. If you look like you're going to hustle, we'll pay you 17. That's a little iffy, because that's open to interpretation. Whose hustle are they talking about? Maybe I'm giving you all that I got. You know what I mean? So that's a downside. For most people, that's an immediate no. I'll tell you why it's not an immediate no to me. Because the season doesn't start until the last week of June, which means the season doesn't start until the last week of June, which means even though I'll be missing out on money, probably about $1,800, because I won't be there for June 15th. I'll be there June 25th or 21st. I'll miss out on a week's pay. It'll be less work for me to do unless it goes deep into August. He says the last week of June to the last week of July. So we'll see how that happens. That's another thing. There's no set schedule, right? There's no, oh, you guys working 10 to 10, you guys working 6 to 6. There's no set schedule. He said you may leave and you may come back you may leave and go home for an hour and have to come back. That's another thing. The other thing is there's no particular job. You're not doing case up, you're not doing fillet, you're not doing racking, you're not doing production. Everybody does everything. Even more so than Silver Bay. Silver Bay said, this is what you're going to do, but if we need you over here, we'll bring you over here. This company says, you're going to do everything. Excuse me. You're going to do everything, all right? So that's another red flag. That's not a red flag for me because I can learn a lot more since this will only be my second season. I can learn a lot more. But for you guys who are stuck where you're stuck in your head, like I need to do case up, I need to do fillet, I need to do racking, I need to do... This won't be the case at this company. The other thing is I had to write it down while he was talking to me because I couldn't believe, oh yeah, I told you that they fly you from your nearest airport to Alaska, to your job site. This company does not. I told you it's not exactly the standard for everybody. He said most companies do it, some companies don't. This company does not. They want you to get yourself to Seattle. They want you to get yourself to Seattle to show your commitment. You get to Seattle, they will tell you before you leave to go to Seattle, once you buy your ticket and your departure, they will tell you when you get to Seattle, transfer to this flight. Go to this flight because that ticket will be waiting for you at the ticket counter. They want you to be committed to come to Seattle, and then once you land, they'll put you on the next flight. It's already bought, but they won't fly you from wherever you're coming from to Seattle. They want you to go to SeaTac Airport, and when you get there, there'll be a ticket waiting for you at another airline the same day. They said they're going to arrange all that the minute you confirm your ticket for you to leave from your hometown. They're going to tell you where you can make your connection. This way, they're not putting out all the money up front, and people no-show. Now they all got to eat all those tickets. That lets you know how small the company is, because the larger companies like Trident and Silver Bay that fly you from wherever you're from, they probably got a bulk rate from the airline where they just use frequent flyer miles and just put you on whatever. You know what I mean? So this one wants you to fly to Seattle to show your commitment, and when you get to Seattle, you'll know what flight to get on right after you get off your flight. So you got to go to check it. You got to go get your luggage. You got to go to the next flight the same day, hopefully. That's what he said. Also, another red flag. I know, another red flag. You do not get paid until your contract is done. So he said if you got bills or if you need beer and cigarettes, they can give you advances. But you do not get your check until the month is done. So now that I'm talking to you more and more about this, it sounds less and less like I should take the job. I'm only interested in the job because it's in the Bristol Bay area. I've never been. And I get to learn a little bit of everything. Everything from case up to forklift to all that stuff. I get to do all that. Instead of being, oh, you're going to rack for for 12 weeks. Excuse my language. But, yeah, you're not going to get paid to the end of the day. I still have a significant amount of money from my Silver Bay job, so I don't mind putting out the $150 to fly from Vegas to Seattle. And I don't mind waiting till the end of my tour, if you will, to get paid. I don't mind that. It's just a little unorthodox for people who do need it. The good thing is no housing. I told you that. The good thing is it's a shorter season. That's good and bad because you'll be making less money. The bad thing is you got to pay your own way to Seattle. The bad thing is there's a bunk room with like 12 to 14 people in it, which I'll probably get. Yeah, the more I think about it, the reason why I'll tell you the reason why I really considered it. One, because it's in a different part of Alaska that I haven't been to. Two, it definitely gets me out of Vegas for the hot part. I'll be gone the whole month of July, and here in Vegas it'll be 115 degrees. I don't want to be around that. Three, the interviewer wasn't HR. It was supposed to be HR, the recruiter. She didn't interview. It turned out it was one of the captains from the boats that drop off because it's a company owned by boat captains. And one of the captains, very relatively young kid, is well young to me. He's probably in his early 30s. He interviewed me. And he was very personable. I was very personable. Everything was cool. And if things go well, I may be able to get on a boat this time next year or any upcoming season. So that's the other reason. If I bust my butt for a month, does it open some doors? I learn some new skills. I save some money without spending it at the store. I get to see a new part of Alaska. Those are the positives. Maybe able to get on a boat sometime next year because I spoke directly to one of the captains. I get to learn all the jobs in the seafood processing plant in a matter of a month. I get to save some money because I don't get paid to the end. And the bad things are a little bit more than the good things, though. At least $1 more, $15 to $17 an hour. That's $150 maybe a week that I'm missing on the straight 40. What if it's 12-hour days that I'm missing out on like $300 to $400? So I can miss out on like $1,000 a week simply because the overtime is $5 less than what my previous job was. So there's a whole bunch of red flags. I just wanted to run that by you. If you guys have interviewed with a company that sounds like this is the company you interviewed, let me know what you thought. Even if you didn't interview with them, give me your opinion. I'm only considering it because I've only had 2 interviews, right? And one interview was like, we've almost filled the capacity, but you might get waitlisted. If you get waitlisted, we'll have to call you at the last minute. That's one interview. This interview was, we're going to run your background check today. So hopefully I'll hear something before the time I have to buy my ticket. Hopefully I'll hear from somebody else or a company that I already interviewed with. Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know what you think about this. And now that I say it out loud, there's a lot more red flags than green flags. That's another thing. You don't have to say yes to everything. Depends on how bad you want to work and how bad you need the money and how bad you want to get out of town. So I don't really need the money that bad. But I do want to get out of town for this hot summer, and I do want to work because I'm going stir crazy. This is Dale of Wingo World in Las Vegas, trying to get back to Alaska. Let me know how you guys are doing. And thanks for the shout outs on jobs that are hiring. And those of you about to go out for salmon season, get that money. Talk to you later. Peace.